All right, we are live. What is good, YouTube? What is good, gamers? It is your boy Lincoln Clay coming back at you with another live stream. Do me a favor and yourself a favor too. Go ahead and hit that like button. Help spread my content to a wider audience. I would appreciate it. And make sure you hit that bell icon and stay notified whenever I put out new content. I appreciate that as well. I also like to start out by saying that I've got a few new subscribers in the past week. Welcome to the channel. I hope you enjoy the content. And I think we can go ahead and get on with this. Let me check out my notes. I had to take down some notes because I kind of had a lot of time to talk about, but wanted to try to scrunch it in within 45 minutes or something like that because I just got out of the gym. I'm hungry and tired. I'm eating a Caesar salad right now. Let me go to my page. Okay. The comment section is open, so feel free to comment. So, before we get into the topics, I just want to, give out a few shouts and cover some information here real quick. So let me start out by giving a shout out to Sick Humor TV, King Thrash, and a special shout out to Craig Harris, who excuse me, who just celebrated hitting 700 subs. So shout out to him. And ironically, I went into the comment section on his live stream because he's streaming live right now. Ironically, he told me that I was his 700th subscriber. So that's pretty cool. So shout out to Craig Harris. Congratulations on the 700 subs, bro. I had the pleasure of being in the PlayStation podcast with him Sunday. And so shout out to him. And speaking of podcasts, as some of you know, I am a member of the Roundtable podcast with King Thrash and the rest of the Roundtable. And he hosts the podcast through his channel. Well, he had some crap come up, and I guess the YouTube algorithm picked up a couple of words in his headline on one of his videos and determined that it was a violation of YouTube policy, and therefore he is suspended for 3 months from hosting live streams. So he can still put out videos, he can still be a guest in live streams, but he cannot host any. So what we did is and it was King Thrash's idea. We took a vote and we decided to start up a separate Roundtable channel. This channel is its own entity, and we make the decisions on this channel together. We take a vote, so the channel doesn't belong to any one person. So if you've been checking me out on the Roundtable podcast, I just wanted to let you know to make sure you subscribe to the Roundtable podcast. It is its own separate channel. Everything's still the same. We're still going to host our podcast on Tuesday, presumably at 8 p.m. Eastern time, give or take. So make sure you check that out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Like I said, it's the same, it's the same cast of characters. Me, King Thrash, Draco Rex, Xbots Idiot, Big Money, Diver, along with whatever guests we vote on having on the show. So make sure you check that out. Also, Sick Humor. 12 noon Eastern. He has the PlayStation Plus podcast. I am an official member of that podcast. You can catch us Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern time, I believe. Maybe noon, but make sure you subscribe to Sick Humor TV so you can stay notified on Sunday, so you can get the alert when we go live. And that is a pretty good, good crew as well with Game Over HD, Ian Robinson, uh, Craig Harris. There's a couple others that I forgot to mention. So make sure you check that out too, because I am official member of the Roundtable podcast. I am an official member of the PlayStation Plus podcast. And so also I wanted to point out that I've kind of settled into a schedule now, especially now that I'm an official member of the Roundtable podcast as well as the PlayStation Plus podcast. That has helped me to get settled into a schedule. So it kind of goes like this, you know. I work out. I go to the gym Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Those days, especially Monday and Wednesday, more than likely I'll stream. But be warned that on any given day, on those schedules days, I may be too tired after putting in a hard workout to go live. It's a day by day basis, but more than likely I'll still stream on those days. Tuesday is a definite. I will definitely stream on Tuesdays. And I usually try to do that around 4 p.m. Eastern time to make sure it's out of the way before we go to the Roundtable podcast. So you can definitely catch me on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Thursday, currently, I am trying to have a format. You know, the Lincoln Show will be on Thursdays, and I hope to have a guest on the Lincoln Show on Thursdays. There may be some exceptions to the rules due to schedule conflicts with YouTubers that I have planned to bring on the show. But you can definitely, when I have every dot the I's, cross the T's, when I get everything uh, set up, you can definitely look for the Lincoln Show on Thursday. I prefer to do that at 8 p.m. Eastern. Again, but due to if there's a situation where there's a conflict in schedule, I may have to adjust that time. But if you subscribe to me, you will be able to catch it. You know, hopefully you'll get the alert and won't miss it. And so, and Friday, that's you know, it's kind of hit or miss. More than likely, I'll do a podcast on Friday, especially if I don't go to the gym because Friday's the weekend. You know, thank God it's Friday, and so sometimes I take the day off from the gym on Fridays. And if I take the day off on Friday, I will definitely do a live stream on Friday. And then the weekend, that is when I'll try to do a full blown video and try to get it uploaded Saturday or Sunday. I didn't do a video this weekend due to because of the kind of weekend that I had. My brother celebrated his 50th birthday, so I hung out with him for a little while. I spent the weekend with my son. You know, we played some Rec Room on the PlayStation VR. I also bought a um, Thrustmaster T150 racing wheel for my racing games. So I spent a lot of time playing that, and my son monkeyed around with it. And so we were having fun doing that. So that's pretty much what happened in my weekend. So sorry I didn't get a video out. You know, I'll try to make sure I'll get a video out next weekend. Hopefully there'll be some kind of topic worth making a video over. So that's pretty much my schedule in a nutshell. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled on the weekends for whenever I upload full blown videos. So now before we go into this topic, this is kind of a side topic. But I wanted to share my screen with you and show you something. Let me find this real quick. Okay, give me a second here, folks. Okay, I am going to attempt to play something for you. Um, Hopefully there won't be any buffering. We'll see. Okay, and here we go. Okay, so let me go back to my page now. Oh boy, come on. Okay, so I had to get back to my page so I can see the comment section. Okay, okay. Hopefully you were able to see that commercial without any buffering. Hopefully the sound was there, but that commercial is one of the reasons I feel Microsoft is one of the shadiest and most dishonest companies on the planet. This is the second time they've done that, where they put out a commercial for a broken or an incomplete game. They did it with PUBG. They put a commercial out for a game that I guess was still in what, early access or whatever it was. All the problems that that game had, the terrible graphics, the frame drops, the screen tearing, and they still put a commercial out advertising PUBG. And that commercial right there, the commercial was bad enough, but you're going to include the tentacles of the Kraken, knowing that that is all it is tentacles. That just blew me away. I mean, anybody, how can they put that part of the commercial in there about the Kraken, where anyone who owns an Xbox or PlayStation that matter, for that matter, anyone who considers themselves well, no, anybody who considers themselves a hardcore gamer knows about CFDs by now. They know that situation with the Kraken, and Microsoft still went ahead and put out that commercial and still featured the Kraken in that commercial. I just, that is just unbelievable. Um, but after what they did with the PUBG commercial, um, I guess I gotta learn that, you know, there's no boundaries with them in terms of the lies and the deceit that they'll pull. So just unbelievable, but shouldn't come as a surprise at the end of the day. So, all right. So let's get into the subjects. And that the first one being that um I guess there's been a lot of crying going around about Spider-Man. And you know, that is incredible. I mean, I'm trying to be, I guess I just need to say it flat out. The toxic Xbots are crying about Spider-Man and they're just saying ridiculous shit on Twitter. I really don't keep up with Twitter that much, but I don't have to be on Twitter to hear that stuff. And there's more than one video out there of people talking about how insane it is that the Xbox are crying over Spider-Man. But when you look at, what they've been doing going back since the beginning of the year, it shouldn't come as a surprise that they're crying over Spider-Man because they've been crying, since these exclusives started hitting. I mean, going all the way back to like Uncharted Lost Legacy. They sitting there, they found something to poke at that game, hollering about the 1440p checkerboarding, but nonetheless, it's still a very beautiful game. It is a great game, in fact. And then you have let me see, when the Shadow of the Colossus came out, that game was well received, and the Xbox found a way to say something about that game, basically saying that it was no content there and it wasn't hard to achieve whatever resolution the game is due to the lack of content, with there just being just the Colossus and just the character and really not much else in the game, and how it's not physically demanding, a whole bunch of stuff. And then, you have the situation where they were excited about Sea of Thieves, and that leaked gameplay about God of War pretty much rained on their parade. And then they found a way to say something about God of War, how you can't jump in the game, how the game is 30 frames per second. Um, and one YouTuber went as far as calling people who like God of War schizophrenic. I'll leave it at that. And I said it before. The person that was engaged in the conversation with him about that handled it like a champ, dealt with him as such. And then, the anticipation for Detroit Become Human is another game that I'm really, really looking forward to. You know, Depending on how I feel, it is my number one anticipated game of 2018. I may say something different tomorrow, but I know that was a game that when I saw, I had to have it. The Xbox found a way to say something about that game. Said it was a point and click game. So now that brings us to Spider-Man. They once the Spider-Man got a release date and the hype started going, then they found a way to, try to throw some salt on that, basically saying that Spider-Man is, 30 frames per second, is anti-consumer because it's not available on any other platform. That's why it's called exclusives. That's why exclusives matter. And I can't believe this, people are crying about the game not being on another platform. I mean, last I checked, I guess the Xbox felt like they had the better lineup of exclusives. They felt like the Xbox One X gave you the best experience. So I don't know what they're hollering for about Spider-Man. But at the end of the day, if you really want to play it, there's a simple solution. Go and buy a PlayStation, which I'm willing to bet in most cases, a lot of the people complaining about the game already have a PlayStation. I mean, from what I'm seeing, I guess they're just crying because, they damage controlling and, feeling like Xbox took a L and they got to try to fix it. Um, I guess that's what corporate slaves do. So, I mean, I'm led to believe that any grown man who works and considers themselves a hardcore gamer They have a PlayStation 4, they have an Xbox One, they may or may not have a Nintendo Switch, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do. And they probably have a PSVR. So I don't get what half of them are crying about when half of them probably have a PlayStation. All you have to do is just go buy the game and play it. As much as the PlayStation is my preferred platform, I have never complained about a game on the Xbox out of jealousy. Never. I have an Xbox. If there's something on that platform that I want bad enough, I'll simply buy it. I won't, go corporate slaving. I won't damage control for Sony or any, other console for that matter. I'll just simply go buy the game. And I don't get what's so hard about that. I mean, as a company, I have not cared for Microsoft for years, going all the way back to the 360 generation. But that has not stopped me from buying any games on their platform that I like. I mean, the last exclusive that I obtained for the Xbox was the Forza Motorsport 7, which I've explained that circumstances before. It was a gift to me, and um, I wanted to go ahead and pay the money back to the person that gave me a gift. That was one of my boys over on the Xbox side. We've been friends, damn near 20 years. Um, But before that, I think the last Xbox exclusive that I bought was Gears of War 4. Most of it was because my son wanted it. Which I probably would have bought it anyway, to tell you the truth. I think the only difference is I probably would have bought it on physical disc. So if it turns out to be a dud, then I can just sell it on Craigslist or something, to try to recoup some of the money. But I bought the game digitally because my son wanted, and because of the share feature. That's why I bought the game digitally. Not to mention, my son asked me to pre-order it because I guess they were giving away some skins or something like that for Gears of War Ultimate Edition, which my son was really heavy into the Gears of War franchise back then. So, in any case, you know, um, the narrative is still the same. Regardless of what I think about Microsoft, if they have a game that's appealing to me, I will buy it, even though it's not my preferred platform, and even though I don't care about Microsoft as a company. So with that being said, I don't know why the Xbots are crying, you know, like somebody branded them with a with an iron or something like that. I don't know what they're crying about. Just if you want to play the game, buy it. I mean, no shame in it. Just buy the game and play it and enjoy it. Speaking of of this toxicity, I was listening to One Stop for Gamers earlier, and he really said something that really had me thinking that um he said we all gamers at the end of the day, and he wanted to unite everybody. Um, not he said not on some kumbaya shit, but unite everybody in the terms of us taking the fight to shady corporations who try to milk the shit out of their user base. Something like that I could get behind. But the big thing was, he said, video games are his passion. It's my passion too. Video games are my escape. So is the gym. The gym and video games are my passion. They are my escape. Um, if I have a bad day at work to the point where I want to kill somebody, it's not like that at the new job that I'm working right now because I haven't gotten to know everybody in there, so I don't know who the assholes are quite yet. But the previous job before that, that I worked at for 10 years, yeah, I knew who the assholes were. And if I had a bad day where I wanted to kill somebody, I came home and took that aggression to the gym. It was actually beneficial, to tell you the truth, because when I'm pissed off, I'm a lot stronger and I work out harder when I'm mad. So that's one of my passions. And then regardless of what kind of day I'm having, whether it's a bad day or a good day. I'm coming home and I'm going to turn my PlayStation on, or even the Xbox for that matter, if there's something that I want to play on that particular day. And so it's gotten really sad that um, when I leave work, whatever bullshit, whatever dramas at work, I leave that there, and I don't want to see it until the next day. And so it's gotten kind of sad that I come home and I turn on YouTube so I can see what's going on about the latest gaming news, and I just see console war related shit. Most of it coming from the Xbox side. Yeah, there's some toxic, Sony fanboys, but the majority of this shit is coming from the Xbox side, and I just assume that a lot of them just hurt that they don't have any exclusives, and a lot of it got to do with sales numbers. They crying because Sony's beating the brakes off of them in terms of units sold. You know, Stop worrying about the damn console war and just enjoy your games. If you want to play multi-plats on the Xbox One X and that's your preferred platform, so be it. But I don't know but to come home and turn on YouTube and like sometimes see all this toxicity is like, oh boy. Sometimes I'm like, not today. Let me just go play video games and not worried about what Xbox said this or what shit Microsoft might have pulled, whatever. Some days I just got to get away from it. And so this brings me to my last topic because as I said, I want to wrap this up kind of quick. Because it's almost 10:30 Eastern time and I don't get the kind of sleep that I should. I have to be at work at 6 in the morning and I usually go to bed at midnight. When I get home from work, um, even if it's a day that I don't work out, I still have my chores to do around the apartment. Still got to do some laundry, still got to cook dishes, whatever. When all that is done, I want time to unwind. By the time all that stuff is done, it's already about 9 o'clock because somewhere in there I had to get a nap in. And I'll be damned if I do all that shit and don't take time for myself. So, with that being said, I want to try to wrap this up in about 20 minutes so I can have some time to jump on my PlayStation and either get in a game of MLB The Show before I go to bed or play some GT Sport, or for that matter, even Drive Club VR, because now that I've got that racing wheel, playing Drive Club VR will be all the more immersive. So I might do that before the night is over. So taking us into the last topic, I did not know that I guess there will be another episode of Inside Xbox tomorrow. So I learned that through Zaire's podcast. I guess he had some he was doing a podcast with I guess a group that appeared to be delusional. So after about 15 minutes, I just decided to go watch another video. So anyway, getting into this topic about the Inside Xbox tomorrow, I seriously hope, because I'm willing to bet the subject is going to be, or the content, whatever you want to call it, the show is going to be about Sea of Thieves. And I really hope that Microsoft does not overdo it like they did with. Wait a minute. I just must let me start that over because shit. I can't get that Sea of Thieves shit out of my head. I assume the topic tomorrow, the show is going to be about State of Decay 2, is what I meant to say. My apologies. And what I was going to say is that I hope that Microsoft does not overdo it, hyping this game up the way they did Sea of Thieves. Is it actually is a turnoff in my eyes. Um, I never had any interest in playing Sea of Thieves. I'm not going to act like I did, but I do feel like if I did have any kind of interest in playing that game, Microsoft killed it with that really boring show with that Inside Xbox, bringing on people, playing instruments from, back in the pirate days and stuff. That's just, I mean, who the hell's going to get up and go buy one of those so they can be all the more immersed in Sea of Thieves? I mean, if you was going to do that shit, you might as well had sold, swords and eye patches, and parrots and then, they going to have a guy with a parrot on his shoulder. I hope they do not do that shit with presumably State of Decay. Um, the game is still unappealing to me, but I'm willing to, give that. I'm still willing to give that game a shot. Under special circumstances, but I hope Microsoft does not turn me off from this game of giving it a fair shot with an oversaturated inside Xbox. I mean, let the game speak for itself. That's what Sony does when they you know, like God of War. Everybody is hyped for God of War, but you didn't see Sony having a 1 hour show dedicated, to God of War. They didn't have uh somebody like a blacksmith or something like that um bring an axe on the show. They didn't um have some little minions running around on the show. I mean, Sony don't from what I'm saying, they don't really do that kind of shit. They let God of War speak for itself. Everybody is hyped for God of War from the gameplay they've seen, not from some corny ass show. Inside Xbox was a corny ass show. It's especially with the overkill for Sea of Thieves. So when they do this shit tomorrow, which I'm guessing is going to be for State of Decay 2, I hope they don't overdo it. I hope they don't have somebody bring in, some authentic skeleton hands. I hope they don't have somebody bring in 12 bloody eyeballs or something like that, and bats and witches brooms and um all kinds of bullshit that you would see at a Halloween store. I hope they don't do all that extra bullshit. Show people game footage that they haven't seen before, and let the game speak for itself. If you want to talk to developers, okay. Some people want that, so I'm fine with them talking to developers. But like I said, I hope they don't, have jack o' lanterns and shit like that all over the place, overhyping this game. Just let the game speak for itself. So, but maybe I'll watch it, maybe I won't. I guess I think by the time I get home, I will probably have an idea of what the show is like, because there'll probably be YouTube videos all over the place of people giving their opinions of Inside Xbox. And I'm more likely to go with the opinions of someone that I believe is neutral. The Xbox are going to praise it. The toxic Sony boys will probably say it's trash. So I'm going to try to go with the opinion of someone neutral, and go from there, whether I decide to watch it or not. So we'll have to see how that turns out. Um, I think I'm getting close to wrapping this up. It's about 10:30. Like I said, I want to be able to get some time in on the PlayStation before I go to bed. And so can't really think of anything else to talk about. So I guess I'll go ahead and get ready to wrap this up. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you happen to catch this on the replay, thanks for watching as well. Also want to thank my new subscribers that I got this week. I really appreciate it. The channel is slowly but surely growing. I really appreciate it. I'm getting support from other YouTubers, King Thrash, Sick Humor, Craig Harris, Xbox Vidiot. I'm getting support from the bigger YouTubers, and I really appreciate them helping my channel grow. Excuse me. So more than likely, I'll do a live stream tomorrow. Hopefully, there'll be some news worth talking about. But and then we'll just see what happens. So I think that, like I said, for the thousandth time, I think that's gonna do it for me. I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Thanks for watching, everybody. Um, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. I'll definitely respond. As always, I appreciate it. Everybody have a good night. Make sure you get some gaming in before your night's over. And I'll catch y'all later. This is your boy Lincoln Clay, and I am out.